thank you. I now have the awesome pleasure of handing over to the man himself, Mr. Donald Farquhar.
Thank you. Steady. Before I start, I'd just like to apologise. If I mention you during the speech, I'm sorry. And if I don't mention you during the speech, I'm sorry. Those of you that know me know that I don't like bad language, but there are some bad words in this speech, I'm afraid. And there are several dodgy jokes. But then one of them was by Steve Miller, so you kind of standard to expect. Can I just say first of all that this group of people who you don't know, or this crowd here, that's a sort of family group. Although I'm not sure they're all members of my family. Some of them are just hangers on. And but unfortunately, I got a message from my mum today saying that she couldn't manage. She said she didn't want to come because she'd be cramped my style. Now this came as a major shock to me because I didn't think my mum thought I had any style. In fact, I haven't. So, but she thought, you know, I'll be a different generation from everybody else. But then I thought, David Knipe's coming. Alright, Dave, how's it going? Cheers. Sorry, boss. Yes. The wee lassie in the white frock there, there's more tattoos than a Dutch sailor. That's my darling daughter Jenna, and the good looking lad with the purple shirt and tie, that's my son Stuart. I haven't done that to embarrass them, by the way, just to, you know, prove that, you know, do have kids. And they're nice looking kids, and everybody says, how did you manage to produce nice looking kids? I said, well, to be fair, their mum's quite pretty. Vossa, she's too old for you, right? And she's not an Eastern European plumber either. If you want to know, get a good plumber, 19-year-old Olga, Ian's your man, okay? Definitely your boy. And it's for the story about the 5 lasses in the underwear in the car. I'm not sure about that. I need to get that registration number. Anyway, it's good to see some old familiar faces here. I was watching Jim Hind when Neil Patton was talking about me being a stalwart of Allen Vale Football Club. I think the truth has to come out. I was a stalwart because I sat on that bench for such a long time keeping water. I must have watched Jim Hind play about 500 games for Allen Vale. Maybe he appeared in 3 of them, right? And that's for the 2 goals against the kids. That's the most goals ever scored in any game ever. So, Jim and Steve and I, back in the day, because that's my phrase, back in the day, we used to go and play golf occasionally. A sort of good looking guy there, that's my brother Graham, my younger brother Graham. I keep doing it, keep pulling it forward, keep telling you. Jeez man, he's younger than me. And we've got another brother called Roy who's a bit of a golfer, and Roy used to took Jim and Steve and I down to Carnoustie one day, played golf on the big championship course. I tell you, I was in every tree, I was in every bit of long grass. I was like David Attenborough. I was never on the fairway. It was murder. So after we hacked our way around that, and I had to go up 130, which is good for, you know, cricket, but almost good for golf. Jim says, oh, my father-in-law plays up at Blairgowrie. We'll go there. So we went up to Blairgowrie, played the Lansdowne course up there. I was in the trees, all over the place. We come off at the end, absolutely terrible. And Steve goes, oh, that's a hard course, that. And Stan put him down with the immortal line that any golfers will get. Yes, it's pretty hard when you've not got a swing, son. So that was that. So, aye. I was expecting more of a laugh there, actually. Talking to Steve told the dirtiest joke I've ever heard. And I'm going to tell it. Now, it's only a dirty joke if you've got a dirty mic. You're alright, Cowan, you'll get this. You'll get this right away. Mr. Chris Cowan there, everybody. Everybody's favourite EST technician is in the house tonight. Woo. Not only the world's greatest EST technician, but the world's greatest understander of women's footwear. tell me what kind of boots Linda Kerr would be wearing any morning. And we used to occasionally look out the window just to check. Alright, Linda, you've not got the boots on the night, very disappointing. Chris and I are very disappointed in that, very disappointed. Anyway, Steve told this joke at a going away do, and I apologise to any people that didn't get this, but it is quite funny. Member of staff's driving home, young woman, driving home from a party, and she got stopped by the traffic cops. And, you know, she's driving the boot. And they stop her, and she's done a couple of glasses of wine, she's a bit worried. Gets out the car, hello in the bag, please, madam. Yes, officer. See you for a couple of stiff ones tonight, madam. What, does it tell you that as well? It was funnier when you tell us. The best thing was he told her about Fiona Keaton. It's the only time I've ever seen her embarrassed. It's brilliant. Also glad to see that Claire Connolly's in the house tonight. Where is she? We're right behind you, Connolly. We're right behind you. Celtic supporters. Some, although I have to say, one or two people were disappointed you didn't have the Darth Vader costume on tonight. Steady, lads. Behave yourself. But Claire's the best organised PT possibly for getting things organised for in terms of CPD. It's the only person who could find a 3-day CPD in Spain in May 2003. The fact that Celtic were playing the UEFA Cup final was not a debate, not a debate. I'm going on a 3-day sabbatical to Spain. Oh, are you now? Oh, where is it? Seville. Oh, really? Aye, okay, fair enough, man. Yes, aye, alright. Before Claire came, I worked with Sheila Kerr. Now, there was no messing with Sheila. Absolutely no messing with Sheila. And I'm going to use a bad word in this story because this is how Sheila tells it. Sheila's a, farm lassie from down the borders, And we were sitting there in a department meeting, Sheila, Margaret, Angus, myself, and Chris Webb, who was our link person at the time. And Chris was rabbiting on about this and then that and the next thing. Tum-ty-tum, tiddly-tiddly-tiddly-tiddly. Tum-ty-tum-ty-tum-ty-tum. We're going to do it this way, we're going to do it that way, blah, 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 blah. Right? And Sheila stood up and went, Chris is a pile of shite, I'm going for a fag. And she did. So, Margaret and Chris and I are sitting there, and it's the only time I've ever seen Chris Webb's beats bust. It's absolutely gobsmacked. No messing there, absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Glad to see some of our most important staff are here tonight. The janitors are here and the cleaners are here tonight as well. They're awfully glamorous over there. Hello ladies, how you doing? Now, I have to tell a story here about how I upset a cleaner back in the day. I'd taken football practice, it was years and years and years ago in the old school, and I'd been running about a wee bit. It was when I was thin, 25 years ago. And I'd gone into the shower, you see, and I'd had a shower, and I'd come out of the shower. There's the cleaner standing there. Lucky I had the beach towel. Alright, face cloth. Fair enough. Poor woman was off for 3 months with stress. What a shock she got. Now, also, I'm really glad to see that we've got BBC's latest star with us tonight. Where is he? Where's Pointless Foster? There he is over there. There's Sir Jimmy. I get a message saying, Jim Foster's on Pointless tonight. Is he? Okay, so I turned it on. And about 10 minutes into it, he gets a text from somebody who will not remain nameless, but Elvis is still in the building, I think, saying, it looks like Foster, but it can't be because I can understand what he's saying. And they missed out on $4,000 by 1 point. 1 solitary point. Now, Jim, I'm really sorry, but when I filled in the BBC survey and mentioned the former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia, I didn't ken it would have that effect for you. But there you go. That was it. Sorry, Jim. That's who it is. He was only going to go on holiday. He's got more holidays than Thomas Cook, that man. So why did I leave? Well, you've got an idea why I left, because of all the developments and all this stuff and the abbreviations and all that kind of stuff. Neil Panton's already alluded to, performance indicators for secondary heads. There was performance indicators for secondary schools as well. And there was craft. Remember craft, children? Can't remember an effing thing. And of course there was the ill-fated, unfortunately never got very far, the the secondary head's information technology experience. Another reason is that, let's be honest, Perth and Kinross can only handle a certain number of Farquhars. Okay? So when Barry went back to her, and the fact that Graham and Sheena's daughter, Leah, my niece, has now got a job at Perth Academy, I thought, it's time to go. There's too many Farquhars in Perth Academy. Let's just go. Oh, here you go. I've done enough. So, what will I miss? Well, to be honest, I'm missing the kids. Because, you know, I shouted at the car, she doesn't pay any attention to me. I used to shout at the kids every day with their tail. Although I do worry about some of the kids, you know, I got a card from one of my classes, the 4th year class, and anybody knows my 4th year class. And one of them had signed it, Mr. Farquhar, you're a leg dead. I went, big man, because it was the big fella, you know who I'm talking about, the big tractor driver. That's how you spell legend. And he says, oh, it is. I went, okay. I suppose like an eclipse. I'm not going to argue with you, big fella. And he gave me a present when I left, Big Ewan, he gave me a present when I left, which was really nice. 2 strawberry refresher bars. I haven't eaten them because the first bite I took out, the first one broke a bloody filling. Absolutely awful. Neil mentioned the trips abroad, and there are some great stories about trips abroad. There are a couple of incidents from the last trip to Valencia that I'm afraid I have to mention. Sorry, Julie, I have to mention. Because this kept me and this man going for the whole week. We arrived at Valencia, we've been travelling for a day, and we're absolutely knackered, and Julie says, I'm going into my Julie Island, the lovely Julie, head of science there. She said, I'm going into my room and I'm going to give it the old starfish. young Richie and I are going, oh, right. Face down. Now, I don't know about you, but that kept me and him going for a week. Just the thought of that was great. Can I just thank Mr. Ritchie, by the way. Mr. Ritchie's the best roommate I've ever had. Not because I didn't get on with the other guys like Mr. Crawford and that, but he doesn't snore. When I first slept with Gordon... Sorry. When I first shared a room with Gordon Crawford back in the day, when we first went to Madrid in 2004, it was like having Jensen Button in the room revving up. Snoring. So, that man doesn't snore. Plus, well done that man. Have you seen... He got married during the summer. Well done that man. And have you seen his wife? Wow! She's nice. You've done well, son. Well done. Well done. You've done well. Eh? That's good done. But, you know, I've got to make a, you know, we worried about the science department. Gordon Crawford was there, of course, and we're sitting about the five-side court and the sun, you know, and he says, let's move over there, closer to the sun. Okay, so the sun's 93 million miles away, right? And we're going to move 12 feet. Right, that's going to make all the difference there, big man. Right. That'll do nicely. Right, that'll just do nicely. Aye. It's nice to see some primary staff in tonight. One of whom I've taught, to be fair. They do a wonderful job expanding the children's vocabulary beyond belief. No, seriously. You know, I was hearing a story that they'd been teaching the kids how to use big words, and they were teaching them, I want you to give me a sentence with the word definitely in it. Okay? And we Kyle, because there's always a little Kyle somewhere in his private class, but Sam believe miss! Does a fart have lumps? Just don't be ridiculous, Kyle. Well then definitely I've keithed myself. So, you know, I've got a hard job to do. Really hard. It was nice of Elvis to be supported by the song and dance guidance. I mean, that's the guidance staff at your school. They wonder the kids have got problems. But I used to do a bit of SE back in the day myself, and I once got in a wee bit of trouble with the late great Val McFarlane. It was in the old school, and I was doing doing sex education with third year class. Again, that joke wasn't very good, but it wasn't criminal. Let's be honest. I was trying to get them to use words, you see, and don't be ashamed of using the word. So I opened the window and shouted, "Arse!" That's my voice. And all I heard from down in the thing was, "I hope you're not talking to me, Mr. Farquhar." Sorry, Val. Oops. If I can I'm just going to shut up now. But before I shut up, I'd just like to say, I consider myself one of the luckiest people I know, because, to be honest, I'm not that bright. I don't know how I managed to get out of school at all. I don't know how I managed to get into university. I think they've been lucky. I managed to get a job right away, and I kept that job for 34 years, and I've now decided that I've had enough of that job, and I've been really lucky to get away. And in that time I've managed to be lucky enough to meet a lot of fantastic folk, and a lot of you are here tonight. So unfortunately some folk aren't with us, which obviously isn't good. You know, people like Susan and Val and Fiona and folk like that. But they'll always be with me, as you will always be with me. I consider myself really, really fortunate in the fact that, you know, I've got people here tonight who have been started the same day as me. Jim Hindy. Jim and I started the same day, and his career went. Mine's kind of was a wee bit more sort of like that. And young Bill Wallace across there. But Bill and I still go for a pint at the end of every month. 16 years after he left, you know, Auchterarder. You know, which says something about the number of friends Bill and I have got, probably. But I'd like to thank you all for coming along tonight. I mean, especially, you know, James Bond's on tonight, you know. 007, licensed to thrill. You've come up here, 00 nearly 57, licensed to get a bus pass. So, it's pretty good, that, eh? Took me an hour to think I'll win this afternoon. I should stop watching Jeremy Kyle. I would go on the show, but there's a problem. I've got too many teeth, I've not got enough tattoos, and I've only got 2 kids. I need 17 kids by 14 different women. You know, but I'm going to stop watching that. Anyway, just to sum up, thanks very much for coming along. I hope you enjoyed this evening, and I consider myself the luckiest man in this room. Thank you very much.